All right, kings, gentlemen, everyone else. Well, we're back after a brief hiatus and just in time for a cold snap. And apparently, I can't even fall ill without the world falling apart and going completely insane. It would appear that Orange Toddler back in the White House has decided to nosedive the U.S. economy, as I have pointed out. The plan of the Musk administration is to nosedive the U.S. economy so that the oligarchy can buy it back for pennies on the dollar and institute some sort of techno feudalism in America. Americans will be made into slaves. American national parks will be turned into resource extraction operations. The American economy will be decreased in sophistication to the point where it's basically looking up to Russia, because low sophistication extraction economies are relatively easy to run without intelligent, motivated people. And the intelligent, motivated people will be either killed or exiled, because that's what these regimes genuinely fear. They want to eradicate the middle class for this exact same reason. It's politically very volatile. But we're not going to be talking about that because that's America, and I don't vote in America, and even though I guess some of my audience is American, I don't think I'm that influential in that country. So what are we going to do is we're going to be talking about how can Europe respond to this whole tariff thing. And I mean, there's already responses at the highest levels being thought up. I think that French President Macron has actually come up with a very good suggestion, which is to start tariffing or outright banning American tech industry. So I have already called for American tech giants to be sanctioned, banned from Europe. Twitter in particular needs to be completely banned in Europe. It is just a disinfo engine for Elon Musk and the associated pro-authoritarianism, anti-European network he's a part of. These greed goblins that intend to destroy our beautiful continent. And we also need to ban TikTok, because this is how the Chinese and the Russians pipe disinfo into the European discussion space. Now, it's all very easy to ban, but what we need to do is set up an alternative, a European social network, which will function as a public service. So it's not going to be a for-profit corporation. Not that these things are for-profit corporations. Even with the relentless shilling of, YouTube ads and ads on Facebook, and on Facebook, like, most posts are now ads. There's more ads. There's more bot and AI-driven traffic than human traffic. And with the relentless, American intelligence community contracts, and with the relentless stealing and resale of customer data, these entities are still not profitable, and they're still basically living off of investor money, because investors still, for whatever stupid fucking reason, believe that these things will eventually be profitable. I mean, they are profitable in the sense that they've made Mark Zuckerberg and all these people billionaires, but their primary point was always to control the information space. So these things lose money anyway. Well, the way we can set it up in Europe is run it as a public service, which is going to lose money, but that's sort of baked into the social media pie. Say, this is the public forum. This is where we come to discuss things as a society. Bring back the Agora. The Agora was a public place, and I'm not sure. Maybe it lost money, maybe it gained money, but its social function more than paid for its cost in money. Now, we're not going to be running this as the American social networks, though. We're going to have to run it on new rules. So I think that anonymity has basically served its purpose on the internet, and is shown to be a lot more. It's shown to be more of a liability than anything else. Well, what we're seeing now on Twitter and on Facebook and on all of these social media is the end stage of anonymity, where you have a bunch of these, like, I don't know, Inevitable West, End of the West, Return of the West type accounts, and they're all being run by Indians interested primarily in scamming people and engagement farming, because Twitter pays you for engagement, which is just insane. And so these places become just these fake news and demoralization factories, just uh, sucking people into this vortex of doom scrolling and doom clicking and monetizing this sort of sense of dread. And de-anonymization, with all the problems that it will bring, will actually put an end to that. Somebody said that the first social network that would geofence India, that just prohibit Indians from joining, would just blow the competition away. I say do one better. You should have a European Union or European picture ID if you want to be part of this social network, and that way we can make sure that it's actually us having a conversation among ourselves and not foreign actors, whether Chinese or Russian or Indian or American or, I don't know, Colombian or Ghanaian, trying to subvert the discourse and nudge us into this or that direction. Now, understanding that this is not going to be an anonymous network, we're going to have to have a degree higher free speech on this network than maybe in other places. And we should really have a sort of parliamentary style immunity for views expressed on this network. This is something that's present in countries with a parliamentary or an assembly style legislative system, where a legislator, a representative, cannot be prosecuted for things he or she said from the pulpit, from when deliberating in Parliament or the Assembly. I believe a similar immunity should be extended to all European citizens when speaking on the European social network. People should be able to express their views even if they go against the current prevalent moral and legal paradigm. And this would be essentially the free speech area of the European Union, and it would be a lot more liberal than the laws of the individual state or the Union itself. I'm using the terms Europe and European Union a little interchangeably here. Obviously, I think that, Macedonia should also be a part of it, Norway and Switzerland, all of these European states which are not part of the European Union, or not yet. Here I would also include the British. And this would actually be, this would also make the European social network better than the alternatives, because Twitter does not have free speech. You get banned, for example, if you post a picture of Elon Musk before his hair surgery, hair implants, and jaw surgery. You get shadow banned or deboosted for criticizing Trump or Elon Musk or any of the greed goblins, really. And Facebook, YouTube, none of these places are pro-free speech, and they're also inundated with AI slop peddling foreigners and bot networks, which basically try to farm these places for engagement, just trying to raise revenue through maximizing anti-social engagement. And I do believe that promoting doom scrolling, promoting people hating their own nations, hating their own civilization, that's actually a societal bad, and we should not allow people to make money off of it. We should actually ban it effectively. And in essence, I believe that with these and a few other interesting features, we cannot make this a safer place and a place of genuine discourse, a genuine civilized and learned discourse, but also a much more pleasant place. I mean, yeah, the main point will be the discourse, the public forum, and I suspect that 95% of the discourse will be cute kittens and funny memes, but that's just 95% of human discourse as a general rule. And that's really the way to do it. Not only should we just remove these interlopers from our info space, but also so we should build our own genuine public forum, and this one should be very explicitly the public forum, right? And that would go a great deal towards defeating any threats to European sovereignty that may come from the Americans. And it is unfortunate, but the American government has fallen into the hands of the greed goblins and the orange toddler, and they are an enemy of Europe. We're going to have to throw down with these people eventually. It is not something I look forward to. I do not like the idea of fighting Americans. But it is going to happen eventually, unless they cast off this orange spell they're under. It's, well, it's just going to happen.